So, MatPat is leaving. That's the thing that's happening. And I'm sitting here with a little bit of a comfort blanket here because it's cold here. But also blankets are nice and comfy for when you're feeling a little bit down. So I'm gonna be talking a little bit about what MatPat leaving the Theorists might actually do for the channels, for the future of the brand, for all that stuff. But there's gonna be a lot of me talking about what it means to me personally, and it's not really a very well thought out thing, even though like ever since the video dropped like yesterday, it's been on my mind almost constantly, so much that I fumbled a few things that I shouldn't have at work today because I was a bit distracted. So I've known about MatPat since about 2014 sometime. I don't know exactly when it was, but I think the first video I watched was if Bullet Bill could kill Mario. I remember being around when Film Theory launched, when it did their first GT Live streams, when the GT Live channel actually opened and all that stuff. So it's been a while. And then yesterday, I had just come home from work from a double shift because sometimes that happens. I was exhausted. I was ready to just eat and go to sleep. And I'm just chatting with a friend on Discord who is also a fan. And we tend to talk a lot about MatPat, theories, GT Live, that stuff. It's fun. And then I get the message, like plonk in the Discord, oh, this just dropped. It says goodbye, internet. Now I know that MatPat isn't one for like the bad kind of clickbait. He'll use titles that make you interested in the video, but it will not be a lie, or like at worst it'll be a bit of hyperbole. And I was thinking, well, maybe he's just taking a break, maybe there's just some more reorganizing after all the stuff with selling the channels, like all that stuff. I decided to go to my TV, sit down on the couch, lean back, open the YouTube app there, and immediately after the video starts, he goes, I'm leaving, and that's not clickbait. And I just feel like, what? Now? I'd expected him to step down more and more. The entire thing about him selling the channel, the thing everybody kind of feared, was a bad thing. And like, I don't know if it's been good or bad yet, but this is really gonna be a stress test, because without MatPat being in the front there, it's gonna be interesting. He's still gonna be behind the scenes as far as I can tell based on his explanation and stuff, but like, that's gonna be an interesting change for sure. Anyway, after he sold the channel, he had explained very clearly that he needed to spend less time on the administrative stuff, like all the meetings and like looking over the entire team and being like the one everyone goes to, being the one who has to spearhead everything. Like, it took so much out of his life, and he needs to be a husband for Stephanie, a father for Oliver, maybe more importantly, and he wants to spend time with his family. He wants some free time. He can't keep doing that, and that was the entire premise behind selling the channel in the first place. And so I figured maybe he'll just go more and more into the background, like always be the main voice, or always, I mean, everybody's gotta retire at some point, but I figured like more and more he'll be doing mostly voiceover stuff. And even then, I enjoyed having some guest voiceovers sometimes. I mean, it was mostly because MatPat broke his voice at one time last year, and we got head editor Dan and Stephanie doing voiceovers, which was fantastic. Dan, especially, my man. Good. That was a good voiceover. I loved his snarky tone. He was amazing at it. I hope he gets to do it a lot, if he wants to, of course, but he was good. But anyway, as much as I expected MatPat to take less and less of the workload and just be able to spend time with his family, helping raise Oliver because he wants to be a good dad, and just live his life a little bit more, I didn't expect it to be so sudden. I don't think any of us expected it to be this sudden. But MatPat has decided he doesn't want to go out with a whimper, he wants to go out with a bang. Whatever that bang is on March 9th, who knows? And whatever that bang might mean for the channels, the fans, everything, we can only speculate. You might even say theorize about. Although in my case it's more just hypotheses. And I will admit, I nearly cried watching the video, and I'm pretty darn sure I am going to cry at the send-off party. He mentioned the Unus Annus during his video, and honestly, pretty apt. I think like in the last week of Unus Annus, I felt more and more anxious. I had watched all the videos, I was up there, like I had enjoyed my time, I'd watched the memes and been part of the community. As it got closer, I got more and more like antsy and just nervous, like what is going on? It's actually going down. And I think part of it was like the mystery of, well, are they actually going to delete the channel? Which, spoiler, yes they did, that's why you can't find it on YouTube anymore. But you can probably find re-uploads. Please make sure you report full uploads. But the moment they press delete, in that final moment of a 12-hour stream, which I watched all the way from the beginning to the end, throughout the night in my Norwegian time, watching through it the entire night, like Saturday to Sunday for me, and I remember just the feeling as like the last hour came and it was like, shit, there's a lot of zeros in front of that time number now. And then the time came and I was actually shaking, and then they said, see you on the other side, and boop, stream went down. And I actually have a bookmark of the original link to that stream. It goes nowhere. It goes absolutely nowhere. But I have it. And I'm not intending on deleting it, because that's the one thing I have left from that at the era. And after it all went down, I actually cried. I spent that Sunday morning, after watching 12 hours worth of Unus Annus, just crying. It was so weird. It was so emotional. And it's inexplicable. And let's get back to MatPat. That was a lot about Unus Annus, but I think I'm gonna experience that exact same thing to some extent. These 2-ish months until he actually retires, I expect that I'm going to be just fine-ish. Like, I've been a bit emotional now, but I'm feeling fine now. Things have gotten to settle. It's been about a day since he uploaded, like 22 hours-ish. It's gonna be a little bit more by the time this thing uploads, but, you know, I'm hoping to get it up tonight with, like, minimal edits. Anyway. But then as we get closer to his going away party, like, I think that on his last theory videos before the going away party, like, in that last week before March 9th, I expect that I'll be a little bit more antsy, like, shaking a little bit, and during the going away party, the send-off, whatever it is, I think I'm gonna cry. And I think a lot of people are gonna cry. In difference to Unus Annus though, he's not deleting everything he's ever made. That would be a lot of stuff to delete. Like, imagine if all the theory channels gone. There would be pandemonium on YouTube. Except for the few people who would actually celebrate, because as much as MatPat is obviously loved by many, like, you see, like, Ludwig had an emergency stream to talk about it, Jacksepticeye tweeted about it, It's Fantasy made a video about it, I'm expecting to see, like, more and more, like, we have so many people, both fans and other creators and companies. I saw Dear Game, like, the creators of, Words and Names and People of Corporations, Why Do You Fail Me? Dear Dream Studio, the people that made the whole game about, hang on, Cooking Companions! That's what the name was, because I can't remember names of anything to save my life. But yeah, a lot of people have come out in sympathy of MatPat, and honestly, thinking about it, like, now that it's settled, I think it's well deserved. I thought that immediately, but it's just so hard to have this little bit more selfless view on it when you're still feeling down and shocked. Because of course MatPat deserves to retire. He has done a lot. He has worked tirelessly for so long. When he wants to take a vacation, he has to work extra hard in the months leading up to it. And even then, he has to take his recording equipment with him on his vacations. Let the man rest. Honestly, the only gripe I have with this is that it is so sudden. But also, according to what he himself says, he's gonna be behind the scenes. And he's mostly not gonna voice over the episodes. He's probably gonna pop in here and there, be a cameo, maybe do a whole episode now and then. As far as GT Live goes, I'm guessing that they're probably gonna ramp down production, or they're gonna find someone else who wants to play the games and be the GT Live person, which could be Ash from behind the camera, but maybe she's way much too comfortable behind the camera. I don't know if she wants to like do anything there. Like that's up to her. But I wouldn't be surprised if there are others, or if they just do GT Live as a sometimes thing. But no matter what it is, like now it seems MatPat has finally taken a decision to put family first. Not work, not the theories, not even the fans. His family. And you know what? That is something I respect. Hard work is admirable. Putting your family first before riches and fame. I enjoy that. I respect that. But as I said at the start of the video, which was so long ago now because like I didn't write any script, I'm rambling. Without MatPat, I have seen some people expressing, let's say, dissatisfaction. They will unsubscribe to the Theorist channel, unfollow all the theory stuff on social medias because they came from MatPat and not for other people. I remember being on the subreddit and seeing someone reposting a short with Tom in it and asking, who the F is this? I explained in a comment that, hey, this is Tom, you might not have seen him before, but he's part of the team too. And he was like, yeah, I know who he is, but why is he doing shorts? Why not MatPat? And yeah, there are people like that. And I think that's like understandable, but unhealthy. The theory channels are definitely going into a very new phase, a new era, like as many have said. MatPat compared it to Doctor Who and just, he's a doctor that dies and then the other people, the team behind him, rise up as the new doctors. Only now there are 4 doctors, one for each category rather than one supreme doctor. Or whatever, I've never watched Doctor Who. I have other things I need to watch too. Which might not be the theory channels anymore, depending on how I like how they go forward. I'm like, that might actually be the silver lining here. Hey, if I don't like it anymore, it'll free up time to watch other things. But whether it's better or worse or just as good as before, I will at the very least give it a try. And I think everybody who is a theorist or at least a fan of MatPat deserves it to give the new team, which is actually not new, they're like, they've been there for a while now, but like the new leaders, the new voices of the channels, a bit of faith. I'm probably gonna stick with them for a while, like out the year probably or something. See what I like, see what I don't like. The voices are gonna feel unfamiliar at first, but remember, people thought MatPat's voice was super annoying at first, and now it's just a mainstay of YouTube. People are so used to it, so like your actual voice doesn't really matter that much as long as you just stick with it. Honestly, the biggest gripe I might have with some of them is that I feel like they could just talk louder. Some of them speak very softly and it doesn't really feel like Theorist. But yeah, no matter what happens, at least I'll give it a go for a couple months at the very least, probably out the year or something, just to let them get a chance. This is a new era. They're not MatPat, but they have the experience, they have the know-how, they have the spirit of Theorists. With that said, I am still expecting to see Oh, I burped. With that said, I still expect to see a drop in subscribers for all the channels and like probably drop in viewership overall as people just don't like hearing new voices. It's perfectly normal, I think. Understandable, as I said, but also unfair. But there really is no way to properly know what's going to happen. But again, MatPat sounds like he's gonna be very active behind the scenes still, just taking less responsibility for the final products and leaving that to the current channel creative directors. He's gonna brainstorm stuff, he's going to give input if needed. He's probably still going to be the in-house FNAF expert because who else? So when there's a FNAF theory coming out, you better believe that he's probably had more than a little bit to do with writing that script. Honestly, if he doesn't stay up to date on the lore, nobody is. But yeah, things are changing. And what a ride it's been. I mean, MatPat's gotten to make a YouTube original series where he rode an ostrich. I repeat, he rode an ostrich. He helped Markiplier defeat a monkey at chess. He was Bendy in the Bendy musical. The guy met the freaking Pope and gave him a copy of Undertale. Like, you can say whatever you want. The guy's had an eventful life. And the theory channels have been his life for a lot of time now. He has 5 channels. 5! And he ran the channels while having a full-time job. He married Stephanie. He got a child, like big things in life. He moved house several times. But unfortunately, the job that he so loves, the job that we all love that he has gotten in the way of his family. And it all comes back to that. Family first. We're gonna miss MatPat. There's no denying that. Like, I already feel like I miss him. And honestly, I want to do something as a tribute to him. I had a whole, like, I actually have a whole script of, like, a theory-ish video where I just go over what could the 5th theory channel be, and I wanted to do it in the style of game theory, like the animation style and all that. And I had, like, this wonderful joke at the end about what the next channel was going to be, but now we know there probably won't ever be a 5th theory channel because, you know, he's going away. He's fulfilled his goal, like Tom Scott said the 10-year deadline for, like, yeah, that's how long I'm gonna be going. MatPat set the line of, yeah, I'm gonna be having 4 channels. I'm gonna fill out all those quadrants, and that's the goal, and he's completed that. But as much as we all will miss him, I just hope we can all just let him be a person. I'm sure he'll still appreciate if people recognize him on the street and go, hey, you're MatPat, aren't you? Can I have a picture? I love your theories, all that stuff. But let the man just be a husband and father for a while. The channels aren't going away, his old videos aren't going away. He himself will still be lurking in the background, helping to keep the Theorist train going. Everybody should strive to be a little bit more like MatPat, with a little less talking about dead children in, like, every other video. Anyway, that's it for rambling. If you made it this far, congratulations. You just watched a random person just talk about what he thinks about MatPat, the theory channels, the announcement, everything that's going on, like, and just unscripted, very rambly. This has been, like, this is not a good video. I just needed to record my thoughts a little bit, I guess. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. Maybe I'll make more videos some other time. I'm very much not a person that uploads regularly. Like, I'll have video ideas and just never make them because I'm exhausted. I'm afraid what people might think. I feel like I don't have the energy, the motivation. I have this little, oh, what's the point thing. But yeah, you can subscribe if you feel like seeing my videos when they pop up. They're usually better than this, I swear. Bye.